I want to talk about the three revelation gifts of the Holy Spirit, which are namely the word of wisdom, the discerning of spirits, and the word of knowledge, as it's adumbrated in 1 Corinthians 12:8. An analysis of the Bible reveals that the three revelation gifts of the Holy Spirit occupy a prominent place in the ministry of the prophet as well. I mean, the traditional dichotomy holds that just prophets receive dreams and visions, but there are subsets that are subsumed into different categories and are ultimately transmogrified in certain cases, and that people need to be aware of that. I mean, again, the traditional dichotomy holds that there are two types, but there's actually a whole myriad of subsets of that, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. Um, the word of wisdom. I should mention, I'm going to read from the book of Daniel. And I should mention it publicly. I prefer the King James version of the Bible. I don't think you can beat the King James Bible, the version. I don't go so far as a little old lady once said to me that if the King James Bible was good enough for the Apostle Paul, it ought to be good enough for me. But I'm reading from the 9th chapter of Daniel, 21st verse. Yea, while I was speaking in prayer, the man Gabriel, who I had seen in the vision at the beginning, being caused to fly swiftly, touched me about the same time of the evening oblation. And he informed me and talked with me and said, O Daniel, I am come forth to give thee skill and understanding. At the beginning of thy supplications the commandment came forth, and I am come to show thee, for thou art greatly beloved. Therefore understand the matter, consider the vision. I should mention angels are an integral part of Revelation. We owe them a great debt. I think that people, when you look at the bright pageant of angels ministering in the Bible, they're mentioned in 34 books, over 270 times. They are God's messengers. That's literally what angel means. And they often disseminate God's will, and they operate through the revelation gifts. The word of wisdom deals with the plan and purpose of God. It gives guidance to believers upcoming future events in the purpose of God. It's been argued by some scholars that the word of wisdom is the greatest of the three revelation gifts because knowing the mind of God